It's definitely not the way that we wanted to start conference. For me, very disappointing weekends. That's not our standard. That's not our expectation of how Louisiana volleyball is supposed to be. But I will say yesterday at practice, we had probably one of the best practices that we've had all season. We worked really hard, and I'm looking forward to this week going into Arkansas State. And then the other thing about this weekend is our crowd. Again, they're phenomenal. Like, they come out, they're loud. I saw Jay Walker had posted on his Twitter about just the noise level. And so big thanks for everybody, again, that came out this weekend.
What do you think, like, in reviewing the Troy Series 1, the thing that kind of stuck out as compared to the previous win streak you guys were on that you really noticed?
So I think there are a few things that play into it. I think the biggest thing is, like, I mean, if you go back and watch, like, we're right there, neck and neck, we're up, and then we make errors, mostly serves, at key points that just kill the whole vibe. And so I think that's hard. The girls didn't respond well to that. And then, I mean, match 2, between sets 2 and 3, if you would have asked me how I felt going into set 3 and where this match was about to go, I wouldn't have guessed that's how we would have come out. Their demeanor in the locker room, how fired up they were to go reverse sweep, was where their head was. So I felt good going into set 3 on day 2. And then we started off with one mistake and it led to another. And then it was, for me, it was just a look of defeat, like we had given up. And like I said, that's not who we are. That's not the standard. And so moving forward, it's going to be different.
You had on the first match, on the Thursday match, just error after error after error. You didn't really have that as much second time. Was that something that you changed, or just doing things a little better?
I think just doing things better. I mean, they're things that we work on every single day. Believe it or not, we serve every single day in our gym. We put them in situations where they have to serve tough, and the majority of those balls are going long. And so for us, we talk about high risk, high reward. And that's unfortunately night 1. I think we missed 10 serves. They did the same thing, but, you know, we're missing them at points where we can't afford to miss a serve and have those errors. But we did a good job offensively cleaning up our errors in night 2, sets 1 and 2. I mean, we were hitting, I think, over a 400, which is unbelievable. And then set 3, it's a completely different team. And like I said, if you would have asked me going into set 3, if that's how we would have looked, that's not what I imagined it was going to look like.
Coach, I know obviously there's a comfort in being home, but do you think that maybe with the success that you guys have had playing on the road so far this year, that maybe a reset on the road is good for the team?
I mean, any road win is going to be great for us, so it would be a great reset. I think fortunately for us, we've spent the majority of our preseason on the road, so it's not foreign to our girls, and so I think it's something that they're going to be able to handle.
In a preliminary kind of scouting of Arkansas State, what are some of those things that you're seeing? Are there any similarities to kind of how Troy played you guys?
I would say no. Arkansas State is different. They do a good job of spreading their offense. They get more people involved. They do run a 5-1. But they're very athletic and they don't give up on balls. They're very shoddy and it's a little bit different. They were 3 people dominant, and Arkansas State, they're going to spread the ball a little bit more.
Speaking of 5-1, what was now that you've gone back and looked at it, Maddie taking over at the setter spot, and what's Sienna's situation long term?
So I think Maddie went in and did her job. She went in, she ran her offense, and I mean, the score showed it in sets 1 and set 2. So you can't sit here and say that it wasn't because of the setter. Sienna's status right now is we're still trying to get her healthy for this weekend.
You had mentioned in kind of like in the final match of the Troy, the final setup kind of thing, kind of being kind of down and stuff like that. As a coaching staff, what are things that you guys do to kind of build that back up ahead of going on the road to take on Arkansas State?
We put them through a pretty tough practice yesterday where they had to give a lot of efforts. And I will say they handled it very well. It could have gone 1 or 2 ways. And I think just putting them in situations to where they can't give up, they handled it really well.